Hi, I'm going to do a hopefully not too long video about my thyroid cancer. I just recently had my thyroid removed because I had papillary thyroid cancer, which is the most common kind, thankfully, because it's easily treatable. It stays in the thyroid usually, and they just have to remove your thyroid, and then you should be good to go. So of all the cancers you can get, I guess I was one of the lucky ones, I guess. One of the lucky of the unlucky. But so to start it all out, it was December 2012. I noticed a lump in my neck, and if you look back on other videos that I have from forever ago, you can kind of see that I had like a lump on my neck. So I went and got it looked at, ultrasound, I had an ultrasound done, and I had multiple cysts on my thyroid. And if a cyst is over a centimeter, then they can do a biopsy on it. So I had one that was large enough, so they did a biopsy on that one, and that one came back benign. The biopsy, they put a needle in there, they numb it, and then they take out some fluid and tissue, and that sounds gruesome, but it doesn't hurt, so it's not that big of a deal. So they did that, came back benign, all was well. If it's benign, great. You just need to go back and get ultrasounds done in the future to make sure that the size of the other ones are in check, or, whatever. So that was benign. So my second ultrasound was October of 2013, and that one came back. There was another one that was just large enough to check. So they went and did a biopsy of that one. That one came back, bad, I guess. So it was November 25th, the day after my birthday. Great news. So I found out that my endocrinologist, she actually told me that it was cancer, and then she sent me to see my surgeon, and I was going to have a total thyroidectomy because I had cysts on both sides. So he told me that you can't tell for sure if it's cancer until you get it taken out and sent off to the lab. So odd that she told me cancer. So I had my surgery. They shipped it off to the lab. I had a full thyroidectomy. So afterwards, your parathyroid glands, you have 4 of them, and when they take your thyroid out, the parathyroid glands will shut off, and this happens to everybody. And they control your calcium, magnesium, a couple other things. So you have to be in the hospital overnight because of that. Because the incision-wise is not really a big deal. It's not recovery time. It doesn't really hurt. I had a slight sore throat. Whatever. It hurt. It was a little tender, but they give you stuff for that. So that was fine. But my calcium did not want to come back up. So I was one of the weird ones. So this could happen to you. I was in the hospital for 4 days, 3 nights, just waiting, getting my blood work done, getting calcium through my IV, waiting for it to get back to normal. So finally it came back to normal because the odds of them completely screwing up and taking out all your parathyroid glands and leaving you unable to regulate calcium is very, 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 very rare, because you only need 1 of them out of 4 to work to be fine. So, yeah, it just took longer for me for some weird reason. So, immediately afterward, you should be put on your Synthroid, which is your synthetic hormone, which you're going to need to be on the rest of your life. But they didn't do that for me, so I went a month without being on Synthroid. I just got on Synthroid 3 days ago. So, yeah, but anyway, my lab came back and it was papillary thyroid cancer, and it was in 3 of my tumors. 3 out of the, I think, 7 I had, cancer in them. So when you have cancer, if they feel that it wasn't enough of the tissue, or if it spread elsewhere into like lymph nodes around, which they sometimes take out lymph nodes around too. They didn't take any lymph nodes out for me. So if it's in enough of the tissue, they will give you, it's called radioactive iodine. And I haven't had this done yet, but I'm getting it done. I'm taking it on the 12th. So, but immediately afterward, you want to get on your Synthroid. And they didn't do that for me. I got on it just a couple days ago, and I started to feel sluggish a couple days ago. It took about a month for my residual, you still have hormone in your body, so it took about a month for me to start to feel groggy and sort of crappy, slow thyroid, or no thyroid now. But yeah, so I started to feel crappy. So I got on my Synthroid. I am on 112, I think. But it's going to take probably a month for the levels to come back up for me to feel perfectly normal. But yeah, and then I will go over the radioactive iodine more after I actually do it. But from what I understand, it targets thyroid tissue and any cancer that could have been spread elsewhere, because it's thyroid based, and your thyroid will soak that up and it kills it because it's radioactive. But you will then be radioactive for me it's 3 days. I'm going to take 100 milligrams or mcg of radioactive iodine. I take the pill and I get to go home. I don't have to stay in. As far as I know, it's not a painful process, so all will be well. It's sort of just to make sure. And then afterwards they do a body scan just to check up and see if any was absorbed. But yeah, you should be fine. So, incision-wise, I don't feel like I talked about that enough. My drain was right here. I had a drain for 3 days. Stitches. I didn't have actual stitches. I had the dissolvable kind that they put underneath. And yeah, it healed up fine. I mean, I didn't talk much about the incision and stuff, and because it didn't really hurt. It didn't really bother me. So, I saw a bunch of pictures that 6 months to a year afterward, you could barely see it. And a woman in the hospital, my nurse, had it done too. And she had to point out that she had it done. So, yeah. Cancer's scary, but this, of all the cancers, isn't that scary, but still it's serious. So take it serious and get yourself checked out if you have a lump on your neck. Okay, bye.